How's it going, YouTube? I haven't talked to you guys in a while. This is Dave. I'm back finally after about a week hiatus, waiting for some stuff to come in. Well, it's here. But before we get to that, I've been driving the SS. She's right here next to me. And I didn't get a chance to go to the dealership to actually do anything, have them check the converter, or more appropriately, have them check the fluid volume in the car. Honestly, the thing's been driving awesomely. I felt that I did a good enough job with it when I was doing it here when it was up on the jack stands. I know I had a very full converter and it came rushing out of the thing when I had it running on the stand, and then it slowly trickled away. So that tells me that I did it correctly. Regardless, I'm driving this thing now. God help the tires, because the traction control is barely keeping up. I mean, even with just a converter change and a tune, again, Shane Hines, you're the freaking man. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody who's helping with this project, especially Shane for putting up with me with the like 50,000 emails and never asking for a dime, by the way. The dude, give him your business. You know, some people can bitch about people's personalities. So what? They have to deal with idiots like me day in and day out, so they deserve to be cranky on occasion. But either way, Shane, you're awesome. I appreciate it. Anyhow, back to the task at hand. Car's running awesomely. Not going to bother with having the dealership check it, mainly because I was in there for almost an hour last week and never actually had anybody look at it because they were afraid to look at it. There wasn't a transmission tech or some BS. I don't care. I'm not dealing with it anymore. So why is this video happening? I'll show you. Really simple. There she is, guys. It's in. You're going to see my hands here. You're going to see a lot of like hand talking here, but here she is. LSA blower, 1.9 liter Eaton Supercharger, originally off of a CTSV, but sent to Jokerz. You can see it right here. Brett, you the man. You're freaking awesome, guys. Give him your business. He did an awesome job with this thing, man. Like, I'm just, you know, I'll walk you through it. So, first thing you notice, insanely clean. Rotors, everything very clean. I had an immense amount of oil and soot in here. Obviously, for some reason, whoever had this before me did not run any type of adequate PCV in this. But he did a great job cleaning it. I know this is my blower that I sent to him because I had this hole drilled and tapped for the fuel pressure regulator off the Cutlass. And I had this thing on here to block it off. But the more important things. First thing, notice is a little different right here. This is a 250 2.50 Grip Tech pulley, and I got to make sure I get it inside the frame there. But you can tell. Oh, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera. Sorry about that, guys. But this pulley here has a special type of coating on it, and a little bit different. You can tell, like the way the pulley itself is. But I can switch out pulleys now very easily. And this will give me a significantly larger amount of boost. I'm keeping the stock LSA balancer pulley, but I have a 100 millimeter idler pulley, so it balances out the belt length size. But more awesomely, because I was so patient, really wasn't that bad. I was more constrained by the timing of getting the thing back because of work travel and some family vacation coming up. He upgraded me to the 102 Chaos port, and holy moly. So I'm going to move this around a little bit, so I apologize if I shake stuff. So what I'm going to do, let me take this off of here. Right out of the gate. So he definitely replaced, you know, he has the solid isolator in here, and you can see it's not the greatest view, but you look down in there, and there is definitely a lot of porting work done on this. So this bad boy was thrown up on the CNC. Now it isn't made to look like glass, but it doesn't need to. But yeah, he did a mighty fine job on the inside of this. Just trying to give you some different views here, so I apologize if you're getting seasick. You know, I cleaned up here on the bottom. I'm just really happy with this entire, you know, the results of this entire thing, man. So now we're gonna go and we're actually gonna start making some power with this thing. Rotors look good. Crystal clear inside of here. I'm just, you know, guys, like, sorry for my fingers in the way there. We're going to start rocking and rolling. So the blower lid's going to come in within the next couple of days. It doesn't matter because I still got a lot of work ahead of me, so I'm going to have to start tearing down the motor, doing all that stuff. But for now, we're going to start reassembling this guy, so stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. We are going to now start assembling the blower. We're going to start, putting injectors in, putting the various seals that I can put in, putting the actuator, that I guess, for lack of a better term, the blow-off valve for this. We're going to put that back in. Basically, do as much as I can do on this before I put it on the motor. And then what I'm going to end up doing is starting to strip stuff off the motor. So intake, basically try to get as much as I can out of the way, because then I'm going to have to transfer the blower down onto it. So I'll also install the bolts and everything like that to make sure that we are, once I drop it in, it's really hard to get to those back ones, so you really don't want to mess with it. Luckily, this car is pretty darn low. Once we get that in place, I'll have to get the rotofab and all that other type of stuff out of the way. But I'm going to try to get these all in, the ID, 850s, get them all, get everything in, and then I'll get that on there, we'll cover it up. But that's basically, I'm looking to try to get most of that done today, basically get the blower on. It really shouldn't take very long for me to do that. I'll probably pull the valve covers as well, because I've got the LS9 valve covers. So we're just going to get down to business, guys, and it'll just be kind of logical progression of videos as we go through. So let's get down to business. All right, guys, we are back now, getting ready to start actually putting in the fuel rails. So one of the things a lot of guys like to do, they use WD-40, kind of just give it a little squirt down and watch. Sorry for the eclipse action here, but kind of just give it a little squirt where the injector seat, and I'm doing that, and I'm probably going to wipe it out just to make sure that it's well lubricated. Because I also put the trans fluid as well, so this is more just to make sure we're not going to have any issue with the injector O-ring hanging up. But like I said, I like to also put some trans fluid in there as well. Now, the interesting thing, the LS9s are a little bit different rails, the rails rather, because I'm using Fuel Injector Clinic injectors. But let me go grab the rail. I already kind of pre-lubed these things, so you can see here. Here's the fuel rail. It's what I like about it is that on the driver's side it has the outlet. I'm sorry, the inlet for the fuel rail. So what I'm going to do is first let's line these guys up. We'll push these guys in like butter. So let me try that. Get it over top of here, and man, they just slide right in like butter, man. That's great. And then these guys, bring them over. Sorry, eclipse action again. So let me do this. Actually, you know what? Let me do it this way. I'm gonna lift this side out. Do these first, just because there's a lot more junk on this side. A little bit harder to get to it. So slide that in. That same thing over here. Kind of get them both in. So then we'll take this guy, push in and down. Same thing over here. Push and push. Couldn't go better. So there you go. Injectors in. Now the one thing you'll notice is that right here sits up a little higher, and that's because this boss right here, where the blow-off valve actuator, the blow-off actuator sits, screws in here. It's a little high. So what I do is I just put a few extra washers in there to lift the thing up. So I have that in there. That's pretty straightforward. But what I'll do is, I don't have the original screws for this, so all I use is some standard stainless hardware and a locking washer. Let's see, where is it? Check here, but I love this thing. Earthquake XT. Cheap as all heck. I got a bunch of batteries. Not a huge amount of power, but you know what? Definitely gets the job done. So There we go. Injectors in, looking good. They move nicely in there. Just doing a quick check. We are good. Houston, we are good to go. This one I'm going to actually just loosen a little and check. Okay, yeah, no, that's the way it's gonna be. So I'm not gonna force it. So that's that. You know, that's in. Next thing I'm gonna go over grab some of these gaskets that haven't been in yet. I don't obviously have the lid yet. That was sent a little bit afterwards because he still needed to work on that. But this is, again, very straightforward. This actually seals to the lid of your Supercharger for the ZL1 lid or your LSA. I'm sorry, your CTSV lid. But I have a somewhat, I'm not gonna say special, but somewhat special lid coming. But this is just, you know, get things done. And this guy right here is the throttle body seal. What I'll do is I will put this on after the, just doing a quick inspection off to the side here. Sorry, guys. Very, very riveting video here for you. But I'm putting this guy, I'm just doing a quick check to make sure, and this guy's just, you know, fitting in like a glove, as expected. But what I'm going to do is transfer the LS3 throttle body over to this. So, you know, when I move it over, I'll probably put that on after the fact, just because this gives me a good spot to grab, and I don't want to grab on the throttle body because I'm probably going to blow my back out. Okay, so, all right, so now we're going to put on the evap solenoid. What I'm going to do here is kind of like hold it in place, run it down, let it suck it in, because it goes in a little weird. So there's like a hard stop on the part. So this will eventually like work its way in, and then there you go. You saw it like kind of stuck itself in. So there you go. That just kind of stopped itself. So that's in. And that's nice and see. I'm just going to give it a one more. Just I like to go by feel. Yeah, that's definitely in. That's in and tight. That's done. I'm not putting anything here. There's no point. Then, you know, kind of the last thing that I would need to put on this before I start putting the screws and stuff like that in, is this solenoid. So, I'm sorry, this vacuum diaphragm. And what this does is this holds the flapper closed, so you don't actually, you're not leaking boost. So, what I'm going to do is kind of work this thing in so I can get it together. So let's figure out what the best way to put this in. Okay, so like that. So that was dumb. I should have kind of put this in first, but that's okay. We have the technology, so we'll do it. What's the best way? So here's what we'll do, because I can roll it over once I get it in there. Let's see. Boom. There we go. Look at that. It's like I almost know what I'm doing. All right, and then this will kind of just go however. So let's try that again and get it in the middle. There we go. Now we're in, right? So this goes all the way over like this. Now, this, you hear how it clicks? You want that baby closed. So what I'm going to do is kind of put these things in first. Let me get a little extension so I can see what I can get my hand out of the way, kind of see it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this guy just kind of moved out of the way. Here's the 1 bolt here. Actually, what was I using? Oh, this is for something else. Okay, so, excuse me, these 2 bolts for it. Just doing a little thread locker blue on them because I don't want these going anywhere. But and by little I mean a humongous amount, because I squeeze these damn things like an ape. Get that out of the way. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to feed these in, kind of just to get them started. All right. And these look like these actually. Before I do that, let me just check and make sure I got the right bit, because I don't think that these are these 10. Yep, they're 10. Well, like. Every meme is like a lost number 10 piece of your toolbox. So, you know, all else fails, grab number 10. It's almost guaranteed to be the one that is being used. So let's do this. I'm gonna tighten that up. All right, let's get her in here. I can't say enough about this thing. I love this damn thing, man. Okay. And I'm gonna have to probably loosen that, but we'll. Okay, so let's do this. Let's loosen this back up a little. Okay, and we'll do the same thing here. Okay, so now I should be able, there you go. Okay, so want this kind of closed. Just check it. Flapper definitely closed. Okay, that's definitely closed. So let's do this. So now it won't leak boost. And then we'll do this. Okay. That's in. All right. And then we'll do my standard maneuver. Get back in here. Check it. Tight. And uh-oh. Looks like starting to get rounded. So okay. Pretty sure she is on there. Mighty tight, so I'm not gonna force it too much more. Just check it. Yeah, it is definitely closed, guys. Okay, so that's in, that's done. So at this point, this baby's together. One thing I gotta check, which I didn't check, but you know, usually he does do this, is he puts the, oh yeah, no, he put a line across it. So I can't, you know, it's harder to show you this, but actually I could probably do it. Just lift the blower up so you can see it. You can see right there on the back, shows he opened it up and sealed it. So you can see right there, he put the Supercharger fluid in there, so I don't even need to do that. So what am I forgetting, guys? Tell me what I'm forgetting. What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything here aside from my sanity? I know we got to hook up one of these hoses. I think it goes right there. But right there, actually, I think it goes down here, as a matter of fact. So let me adjust that. And I believe it goes right here on the blower. But we can quibble about that later. But I'm pretty sure that's where it goes for that. Because there's a way to adjust this so that you don't use all those extra things. It basically still allows it to work when you get off the pedal. The vacuum will produce we'll pull it back. But okay, boom. I think we're ready to put this bad boy on the car. So now what we got to do is actually, let me, so you can see my pretty face. Now I think all we have to do at this point is probably extreme close-up with my giant orb. But what we're going to have to do now is kind of redirect ourselves over to here and start working over here and start clearing up all this stuff. So, you know what? Let's get down to business, guys. We're flying through this. Putting stuff together is usually a lot easier than taking it apart. I feel, and that may be ass backwards from what a lot of people say, but you already know what you need to do. So I'm gonna put the blower on. Let's get the intake off. Let's get a lot of this extra crap out of the way, and let's see what the blower looks like.